Hey there, business owner. Welcome to the Entrepreneur Evolution Podcast. This is our weekly episode, and I'm so happy you are here. Let's get started. Hey there, Rockstar. I am so excited about this week's episode. I am joined by Kimberly Dow, the owner, publisher, and creative director of Sas Magazine. She is also the owner of Sass Sisters Company, Sass Studios, a graphic design studio in downtown Frederick, Maryland. She is awesome. And in this episode, we talk about her journey over the last few months through the COVID season and how that majorly shifted her business. You are going to gain a lot of great nuggets of information that'll help you propel in your business. As you're listening to this, I want you to think about how your business is represented online in the digital space and how you can expand, how you can grow, how you can become more efficient in your process. Take a listen. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, great. Hi, Kim.
Hi.
Hi. Was this hard or easy to kind of join from your end? I'm interested to see. Did you just click on the link or was it a little...
It was easy. I don't normally use Chrome, so I had to just set up my Chrome really quick.
Yes. Are you on a Mac?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And the one time that I did this before, it took us a while to figure out, oh, she's on Safari. So that's why I mentioned Chrome. And I do the same thing. On my Mac, I always use Safari. So I've been trying, I just actually set my default as Chrome on my Mac. So because so many of these newer softwares need it. But I'm so excited to see you. How are you?
I'm excited to see you too. How are you?
We are good. We just transitioned into summer mode. The boys finished school last week. So, it's just a different kind of rhythm and you just keep on keeping on, right?
Yep.
You look well.
Thank you.
This is our Masters of Entrepreneurship group. So we have business owners, entrepreneurs, both male and female, service-based, product-based, all different revenue sizes, all different industry sizes. And, what I really want to do is not only showcase you and your awesomeness, but also I like to share with people other business owners' point of view from in the day-to-day of it. Okay. So what does it look like now as a snapshot? Because there's a lot of different stories out there of okay, how did you get there? How did you build this? What was your past like?
Yep.
And I'm sure you've shared that story before. So this is kind of in the thick of it. What is it really like? And how can we help other business owners out there? Right.
Okay. I love it.
So go ahead and give us the quick backdrop and then we'll kind of go through some things if that works for you.
Sure. I'm Kim Dow. I am the owner and publisher of Sas Magazine, which is a women's lifestyle and professional magazine. We have both an in-print quarterly publication that we distribute mostly in the Western Maryland area, as well as a digital online publication at sasmagazine.com. And then I'm also the owner of Sass Studios, which is a branding and graphic design company. We work with all kinds of companies, from small startups to large international associations, but our passion is really to work with women-owned and women-oriented companies.
Awesome. That's great. And what has the past season been like for you? How have you been doing? How's the company doing? How's your team doing?
So honestly, we've been good. We've been lucky. It's been a definite transition. We had actually, at the beginning of this year, I had sort of started to decide to switch our business model. We had an office space. We're located in Frederick, Maryland, which is Western Maryland, about an hour outside of Washington, D.C. and Baltimore. I had decided that we were going to switch to a remote office. So all of our employees would work from home. We only have a very small staff right now. So it was kind of the time to do that.
Wow.
So that sort of was in my mind for the first quarter of 2020. And then the pandemic hit, and that sort of really forced us to change to that model. I was lucky because in March, before I had completely moved out of my office space, we were working from home for about 3 weeks in March, just to see how it would work, to make sure we had everything set up so that we had good communication between the staff, between our clients. So we kind of got to do a trial run. And of course, it was an easy decision just to transition to a virtual office. So that's been kind of a big change, but kind of loving it, to be honest, right now.
Yeah, almost like the gift of time, right? Like the gift of timing, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow. So you're enjoying it?
I am. Yeah, I am.
All things considered. I mean,
Yeah, of course.
Right.
It's been a little different because my husband is a high school math teacher, so he's also been sort of navigating and figuring out working from home and e-teaching. So we've had to sort of figure that out. But yeah, I've really been enjoying it. Just kind of the slightly change of pace. We're still busy. We were lucky. We had a lot of jobs lined up in March that got us through the end of May. So we've been keeping busy.
Yeah, you've been keeping busy. I mean, your product is so beautiful. It presents so well, and we'll share the link of all of that below so people can learn more about Sass. I can only imagine behind the scenes how much work goes into it, because it's so polished and beautiful, and the content is so pointed and thoughtful. Every single week you're putting out content, right?
Online, yeah. Actually,
Wow.
since the pandemic hit, we've been really ramping up our digital side, because our print side, we actually had our spring issue came out the first week in March, and then everything closed down. It's a free publication, so we distribute it all over the area. We couldn't distribute the in-print version, so we really ramped up our digital. So now we're posting articles once a day.
Wow. So tell me about that pivot. I heard you sharing a little bit about, when you kind of had your COVID aha moment of, okay, we really need to switch gears here because this isn't going to happen, right? So tell us about that, because that was it's a really personal story, right?
Yeah. So we have all of our magazines for our March, our spring issue, which ironically was the home issue. So we had all kinds of articles about how to work from home and how to make recipes from home, how to bake. Like it's a little ironic in a way now, looking back at it. We had started distribution the first week of March, and then even before things closed down, our distribution team is actually my parents, who are retired. I decided they needed something to do, and this gets them out and about and talking to people, which they love. But when things started to get really bad, I sort of pulled them in and said, I don't really want you guys going out until we know what's going on right now, for the safety of you, for the safety of our distribution places, the businesses. So we didn't really get hardly any of our magazines out, and they've been sitting in boxes for the past couple of months. So really quickly, I kind of knew, yeah, this is going to be weird. How are we going to get out this information? So we always had a digital website, and we always had social media, mostly Facebook and Instagram. But so what we did is we started to take some of our articles and article topics that were supposed to be in the print editions, and we kind of started running them and formatting them for digital. And then we had a whole slew of new article topics to help people how to deal with working from home, how to deal with self-care during these stressful times. We decided our mission is always to be positive and empowering women. So instead of posting scary things about the pandemic and things that you didn't know, we decided we would be a place for people to read positive content and kind of help them through this. So we've been doing that ever since. We switched to we call it a daily dose of Sass, which is e-blast that comes out each day with just one article to help you kind of get through that day, and then a funny, GIF and a statement. So things to keep you motivated, but also things that you can learn while people were in quarantine.
Right.
So that was kind of our
grounded and like part of a community, right?
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I get them. I'm like, okay, she's there still hustling, going, and I'm still here. And I know that there's other people reading this that are, getting a little spark of joy from this. So yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, so that was that was kind of our shift where we really ramped up the digital side of things, and we've just kind of been going ever since on that. We actually are taking it even a step further. Our summer issue that we're working on, it was supposed to be the green issue. We were going to be talking about sustainability and environmental things. We're going to hold off on that theme, and we just decided to do the resiliency issue. So we're talking about how people are bouncing back from this pandemic, from civil unrest, from everything that's been going on in the past.
Right.
Seems like forever, but 3 months.
Right.
So we're shifting to an all digital issue for that. So we're working on that right now.
Oh, that's great. And when is that set to come out?
That will probably be out at the end of this month.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what has been your personal kind of motto in business in general, and then I guess specifically through this time? What's kept you positive and what's kept you surviving?
Honestly, white chocolate Reese's cups.
Oh gosh.
They've kind of been my treat that I give myself every day. The thin ones.
Oh my gosh. I'm with you on that one. I'm really with you on that one. It's like my downfall.
Yeah. No, seriously, but no, that is a treat that I've started.
I love it.
But honestly, what kind of kept me going is looking at other small businesses. I was so excited and proud of even just my community here in downtown Frederick, to see the businesses just be able to pivot as they needed, work together as they needed, and come up with really creative ways to continue to do business. And that honestly, just watching other businesses, other business owners, talking through things, that's been the thing that's kept me going.
It's so powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I love that, your kind of word for the next issue and theme is resiliency, because I just think that really captures it so well, to see how people so quickly just really just got through it. Like, okay, well, this isn't working. Let's go here. Let's go over here. Let's shift here. Let's try this, right? Like, we got to keep it on.
Right.
And can, right?
Right. And that's really this power and the specialness of small businesses. We're able to do that so quickly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when you do have a close community like we have here and like you have in your following, you really can be there as a safe place to surround each other and to lift each other up, to bounce things off of, because we need that. We need each other, especially now and moving forward through all of this, because there'll be different mountains to climb. Right?
Yep.
We've flexed a lot of muscles now. We've been like really conditioning these muscles. So we'll be ready for those mountains, but still it hasn't been easy. So let me ask you this. Did you have any major like meltdowns? Like what did it look like? I know I had a lot of them. If you feel comfortable sharing.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say it was a little weird at first when everything was sort of happening. It was like a really quick, have to just keep going, have to survival mode,
Mm-hmm.
We literally, like, one day we were working in our office and then the next day everybody was working from home. There was no in between time, just like with most other businesses. So it was kind of like just figuring it out right then and there. No time to really strategize or think. Just think, do, and hope that it worked.
Right.
So I would say my breakdown didn't come until a couple weeks after that. where we kind of,
6 or 7 kind of thing.
yeah, like where we were sort of just, I guess to the point where it kind of was like, okay, this actually might be a new normal for a while. This isn't just this way that we've been doing business is not just a band-aid. So that was sort of a little bit of a realization and kind of an, oh my God, I probably can't do business the exact same way that I've always have been. And now I have to kind of think and plan for not next week like I had been for the first like 4 or 5 weeks of the pandemic, but next month, next 3 months, next 6 months, next year.
Mhm.
And that was really hard because nobody knows what's going to happen next week, next 3 months, next 6 months, next year. So it's, as business owners, I think that is really scary because we're so used to being able to plan and strategize and plan out a year and budget out a year. And right now it's really hard to do that.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so how far do we really go out right now? Do we even start to talk about 2021, or is that just not okay? It's like, "Ugh." But you kind of
Exactly.
know, like innately, like we're like, okay, summer, September 2021, let's go there. But at this point, it just feels a little awkward still, right? I don't know.
Right.
That's how it feels for me.
And then during all of that, we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with our businesses. We're trying to figure out how to be responsible for our employees. We're trying to figure out how to keep serving our clients. But at the same time, we're people and we're dealing with a global pandemic and we're dealing with, we can't go grocery shopping like we normally do. My
Right.
husband, who is always at school, is home. How do we so it was a lot. It's a lot.
It is.
And yeah, it was a lot. And I think for me, the way that I got through it was I hope that I can continue to do this. Is just I gave myself grace to take breaks when
Mhm.
I needed them, to slow down, to not feel the grind, the churn, like the everyday kind of, and be okay with that. To just kind of see how things go and know that I have I have set up a good foundation and I have gotten through hard times before. I'm a creative problem solver. That's why I'm a small business owner. Um, and just sort of having the confidence in myself that I would get through it somehow.
Right. Just the belief, right? The
Yeah,
belief. The belief and the confidence. And like you said, you just have such a great solid foundation. And it's it wh- I feel this way. I don't know if you feel this way. It's probably how we're wired. But like to slow down feels so like you do have to have a grace about it and an awareness around it, right? Like was it hard for you to slow down and just say, okay, just like go out of a different mode, like change modes?
yes, it was really hard. But it's also a mode that now I hope that I stay in for a while.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I've been talking with a lot of my business owner friends, and they're feeling the same way, that it's not so much slowing down and not doing as much work. It's more really, really now being able to prioritize even more than we were able to before, because
Mhm.
we were in that survival mode and we kind of had to. So,
Right. Well, and appreciate, really appreciate this is good. We're okay with what we have in our house right now. We don't need a lot of unnecessary things, right?
right,
Like what's important is sometimes what's right in front of you, and sometimes when you're so busy you can't see that, or you don't see it, or you overlook it, or you don't spend time to see it. And just a lot of really important lessons that we're all learning, right?
correct. Yeah.
So, okay. So, I always love to know good podcasts and good books and anything. Do you have any good shares there? Because this audience loves to know good books and podcasts. So, even if you're I mean, I just listened to the whole Jerry Epstein thing that was like, oh my goodness. Like, right? There's like murder, crime, anything good.
So I will be totally transparent. I haven't been listening to podcasts lately because I usually would listen to them in my car, and I haven't been driving anywhere.
Right.
But one podcast that I absolutely love that has really helped me and shaped me as a business owner and also just as a person is the Being Boss podcast.
Yes. Okay. I know you like that one. I haven't checked it out yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us about that one.
So I found the Being Boss podcast maybe 2 years ago. I was looking for some podcast with Brene Brown, and this podcast came up. It's a business podcast. It is geared around creative entrepreneurs.
Okay.
And it kind of really helped me get out of a business funk, and I've been listening to it ever since. I actually attended the first Being Boss conference, which was supposed to take place in New Orleans in April. Obviously, that didn't happen, so it was a digital conference, which actually was really, really great. But I highly recommend the Being Boss podcast for entrepreneurs.
Good, that's awesome. Any good books? Business reads, whatever you're into.
So I am an avid reader. I've always been reading is just one of my hobbies. When I was younger, I used to like get in trouble because I was reading instead of going like eating dinner. So I have a rule, and especially during this pandemic, because reading has sort of been, a release, just to take me out of it, that I don't read any business books. That's good.
I have to take a break from them too.
Yeah, that's my rule.
Like reading in Reese's Pieces or Reese's Cups, right? That was your like
survival. That was it. No, yep, exactly.
I love it. It's like, where's Kim? Oh, she's just, with the bag of Reese's. Right?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So a couple other questions here. So when you are the weaker parts of your business evident to you, or is that something that you feel like isn't evident to you? And when you do have like the weaker areas of your business, whether it's obviously probably not marketing like it is for a lot of people out here, but if it's like, let's say sales or finances, how do you kind of work through something like that?
So yes, I will say the weaker part of my business has shown itself, and that is sales, mostly advertising sales for the magazine. And obviously that was greatly affected and will continue to be greatly affected by the pandemic, because most of our advertisers are small businesses. And at the time that we were trying to sell ads, a lot of them were closed. So that is something that honestly I'm still kind of trying to figure out how we can better our sales, and not really to think of them as sales, but to think of them as a way to help small businesses market their business through Sass.
Right.
So I'm
to have that intimacy and that engagement, right?
Exactly.
But for you, revenue sources into the business, right?
Yeah.
To get creative with different types of revenue services with your foundation. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know the answer to that one yet. I'm still working it out. If anyone has any suggestions.
Absolutely. We will help you think on that for sure. So what's your best advice to business owners? How about someone who is literally right now saying, I do not want to go back to the life I had. I want to start something new. I don't know what that is, but I want to be a small business owner. I want the independence and the freedom. I know it's a lot, but what would be your best advice to kind of that person starting out?
Some of my best advice would be, it's not easy, and you are not going to have the independence and the freedom in the way that you think that you will, because you are going to have to work probably even harder, especially starting out, than you would in a 9-to-5 job. That doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. That just means just be ready for it. And if you find something that you're really passionate about, and that you are providing something, a service or a product that is needed, just know that you are providing this to people. So always keep that in mind and be passionate about what your business is. I would also say don't try to do it by yourself. So whether that means if you're in a place where you can hire somebody to do some of the work that maybe you don't have to be doing on your own, great, such as a bookkeeper or a virtual assistant or something like that. If you're not in that place, then find other entrepreneurs and even just go out to lunch with them so that they're sort of your circle of people that you can talk to and can bounce ideas off of.
Right.
So those might be my two biggest advices.
That's great. What was your first hire at Sass? Because I remember you tell me the story that you started, a laptop and a couch and a dream. And I love that story.
Yep.
And, so what was your first, hire when you're like, okay, I need help. Like, I can't do this all by myself.
Well, my first hire was, I guess that wasn't really a hire. My first hire was technically an intern.
Okay.
I was still working out of my home and I had a lot of work and I knew I needed help. I wasn't quite sure if I really wanted employees or if I would be a good manager. So I brought on an intern for the summer and she ended up being my first full-time employee. So it worked out pretty well.
Great. Well, and what you said right there is really gold, is like, I just didn't know what I wanted or if I would be good at it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's such that, I think with every hire too, I feel that, at every hire that we make, when we build the team, it's like, okay, are we going to be able to do this? Is this going to be good? Are we going to be able to make sure that they're busy enough and that we're busy enough? And, what if a pandemic happens? So it's like you always kind of feel those different moments at different layers of your business, whether it be your first hire or your 10th or 25th hire, right?
Yep.
So, okay. So let's see. I want to ask you, what do you want to tell us right now? How can we help support you and promote you and share something of where we can, just help Sas Magazine, help the graphic design? Like, you're a rock star. Like, help you.
So you can support Sas Magazine in a couple different ways. One, go to sasmagazine.com and just check out our articles, leave comments, share the stories. Also, you can follow us on social media. Facebook, we are at Sass Frederick, and Instagram, we are at Sas Magazine. And Facebook, we post positive articles empowering women. And Instagram, we post motivational, a lot of motivational and fun and positive graphics. So that's one way that you can support Sass.
Right.
We are right now currently working on the Resiliency Issue, which will be our first digital issue, which means it'll be a little different for us because it won't just be distributed in Western Maryland. It'll be something that we put out for the entire country. So we are selling advertising space, and you can get advertising as low as $100 for a quarter page ad. Right now, we really decreased our pricing because we want to help small businesses sort of get back out there in front of people, and as a way for people to know how the small businesses have pivoted. So right. If you have a new online shop or if you're offering delivery services and you hadn't before, that's a really great way to kind of get in front of women readership. And then the other way is we're always looking to help small businesses, whether it's a startup, an existing business, with their branding and graphic design. So if anybody needs any visual marketing, come find us. That website is sascreativestudios.com, but you can still go to Sas Magazine and find us through that.
Okay, good. And I definitely want you to drop all these bombs into the comments because people will be like, okay, what'd she say? What'd she say? We can find you. Do you do the social media aspect or just the branding and graphic design component?
We do social media, the visual side of social media.
Okay.
So, excuse me, we'll create graphics, covers, custom
technical posting and kind of like that. Okay, got it. All right. And what do you want to put out to the universe right now? What do you want to ask for?
What do I want to ask for? Oh man.
I didn't have that in our notes. Sorry.
I know.
Surprise question.
Honestly, I just would like to see Sass continue to grow and help women in any capacity, whether that's women entrepreneurs or professional women, or even women who are retired, just women in general. I just want to see it grow. So I'm putting that out into the universe that something will happen to help us kind of take it to the next level.
Awesome. I love that. I love that. All right, here, give me a big old wave for Insta. I'll send you this pic so we can. And then, all right, so we'll find you at all the places that you leave in the comments, and then we put some good things out to the universe. We told everybody about your new issue coming up about resiliency and the advertising. I definitely want to check that out. So you and I need to connect about that after.
Okay.
And anything else you want to add or share before we kind of say goodbye?
No, just thank you for having me. Thank you. I'm honored, and it was so great to catch up with you too, Annette.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. And I love what you do, and I have always, just since we met in the fall, it's just, I like your energy and I like what you're doing, and you really always show up for your team, and you're a strong leader, and you really are so passionate about the community that you serve, and you do such a wonderful job, and it is just such beautiful work. So just keep it going, and you're just doing such an amazing job. I'm so happy we had this time together. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Oh, and also I just want to make sure everybody knows Annette. There's an article about Annette on sasmagazine.com. She's one of our women to watch. So I'll put that in the comments as well.
Okay. Yep. And thank you for that. That was really fun. That was great to do. It was great working with your team. They are just they're just really great. They're really great. So
Thank you.
all right. Well, enjoy your day. Thank you for being here. And to everyone out there, I hope you grabbed a couple of solid pieces of information and some gold nuggets that just help you, keep you going, give you a little boost, a little pep talk, and continue to be there for one another. Continue to show up and know that you are not alone. There are a lot of small business owners out there, rock stars like Kim and rock stars like you that are making it happen. And you're surrounded and you're not alone. So I'm happy you all are here. And until next time.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye. We'll see you soon. Thanks, Kim.
Bye.
Wow, what an episode. Did you learn something new? I hope so. I am so happy you were able to be here with us today. I'd love to hear from you. Leave me a review and I will be sure to read it and respond to you. Also, if you'd like to email me, my email address is yourock@ievolveconsulting.com. Hit subscribe, and every Tuesday you'll get notification when the next episode drops. We really have some amazing interviews and tips in the future. Anything you need, I'm here for you. I want you to keep your momentum. I want to help you stay accountable. I want you to stay inspired. I want you to evolve. So please let me know what you need, and I'd love to hear from you. Take care until next time.